people of the world of the internet watching videos that have to do with cars, welcome to this. An empty car trailer, because I found a minty automobile that was too good to pass up on. As you know, I have a thing for early 80s cars. So with the assistance of engineer Fabric Cobbler at the driver's seat, we embarked on the journey to Las Vegas from Tucson, Arizona. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Wickenburg, a wash, roundabout. The game plan was to shotgun to Vegas and back with this car all in one day, which is roughly 900 miles round trip. If you're new here, I highly recommend checking out the link above to my 1982 Celica Super project that I did last year, because this has quite a bit to do with that project. Package acquired. Loaded up. I didn't want to film at the guy's house because that's just creepy and weird and kind of rude, so. After a brief pit stop of choking down some barely edible food that we'll likely regret later on in this trip, it's time to make the exact same drive back. What are the odds of going to Vegas and having it storm in monsoon rain? It was borderline tolerable on the way up, but on the way back after driving this many miles, it started to wear in on us. This is how smooth this asphalt is. So bad. This is insane.
What the f do I pay taxes for?
This is half of the drive.
Yeah, like
half of the drive the roads are this bad. Oh, that dude's low. This road must be miserable in that car. Amazingly, after 900 alignment shattering miles, we made it back in one piece. It's the following morning, and it's time, without further ado, you see the car.
Aircraft lighting on all instruments. Pre-flight checkout system.
Meet my new S130 generation Datsun 280Z, the second Z car I've ever owned. Those of you that subscribe to this channel and have been watching for a while are probably asking yourself right now, why are we going to buy this when I'm not done the Celica, almost done, and I still have another project that you haven't even seen yet that I'm going to be doing after that. And the reason why is because, would you look at it? When stuff like this pops up, you have to act fast. It's not gonna wait for you. And don't you worry, I'm getting right back to work on this car as soon as I'm done filming this video. Let us assess, and I'll show you why I bought this car. This car is 41 years old with a nearly white carpet and cloth, and it's a 9 out of 10 in here. The seat bolstering is still all there. The cloth is in perfect condition because it's cloth. It's clean, stain-free, no cigarette burns. I mean, for the color of this carpet and to be 41 years old, I'm blown away. I can't get over this. The door cards are a 10 out of 10. I mean, these are perfect, absolutely perfect. All the rubber weather stripping, the felt strip, all perfect on it. As you'll notice, it is a factory 5-speed manual car. Now, according to the previous owner, this car, he purchased it in Arizona originally, and it came from Texas before that. So it seems like it's been in the desert Southwest most of its whole life. Carpet all looks super clean back here. Is that stainless? Oh, that's actually metal. And as you'll notice, it is not a 2+2. It is a 2-seater. These little storage bins behind the seats, speakers, the bags for the T-tops, the seat backs are minty. All the plastic and the carpet and the back are in good shape. The T-tops have the little shade covers. They're in better shape than the ones in my MR2. They're literally perfect. What the hell's this? What is, oh, it's a light. That's crazy. It's a little adjustable light. Unfortunately, it has analog gauges. It's not a digital dash, which was an option for these. It has 120,000 miles on it, which is pretty low for 1983. Factory cruise control and air conditioning, and the AC blows ice cold. Has a sweet original tape deck with equalizer. Unfortunately, the tape deck doesn't work, but I think I can fix it. And because it's a Z, it has the triple gauges in the dash with the quartz clock. Everything works. Now, it does have a dash mat, but unfortunately, there's one tiny crack in the dash. You can see right here. That's the only one in the whole dash. Luckily, it's soft rubber or leather, so I believe I can repair it. It's not hard plastic. Other than that, the dash is in great shape. Factory power mirrors. And the best part of all, fun fact, the little chime is actually a little metal rod that goes back and forth and hits two little metal plates to make that sound. And because it was made 6 of 83, this is quite likely one of the very last S130s that came off the assembly line. As far as the exterior goes, while it is the original color, I would argue this is probably the worst part of the vehicle. I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It is, after all, a 41-year-old car. There's a chip in the mirror. Some of the trim pieces, like this little fiberglass piece for the vent, you can see just like that's not up to par for me. You can see the paint needs a good cut and buff. There's little scuffs and swirls and stuff. The louvers look like they were sprayed maybe with a rattle can, so those need to get redone. Now, I'm super picky. However, the average person that walked up to this car wouldn't find any of the stuff I'm looking at and probably would think this paint looks absolutely perfect. There's no major dents in the car. There are little onesie-twosie dingers here and there that if you really look hard, you can find them. There's little rock chips here and there on the front. But again, 41-year-old car for 120K. The original wheels are in perfect condition, albeit they are puny little 14-inch pizza cutters, especially when you can squeeze a 10-inch wide wheel in the rear and a 9-inch in the front on these cars. Now here's where things get really good. Way to open rearward. L28E, electronic fuel injected 2.8 liter straight 6. The guy that owned this before me was up to date on his maintenance. The cooling system has gone through. It's got a brand new radiator, upgraded one, which is nice for the desert. Still has the factory air box. Little work light under the hood. Bendix. Now, no, this is not a Turbo Z. However, it was only 35 more horse and like 40 pound-feet of torque over the non-turbo. And if I was gonna do a Turbo Z, it would be an older 240 with an L28 turbo in it. Devil Z. Had this been a turbo version, I still absolutely would have bought it, but I'm kind of glad that it's not because this makes it a direct competition against the Celica Supra power-wise. And NA straight 6s sound amazing. Let me get the cameras moved first. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Lots of clay dirt everywhere, so this should be a good candidate for dry ice. I don't think these louvers are supposed to be painted body color. I think they're supposed to be black. Now, I was initially looking at the car. This is the kind of stuff I look for to see if there's ever been any collisions. You can definitely tell with bodywork in this situation if there was. And this thing is straight. Nothing has been tweaked under here. Tons of grease. I gotta clean those up and see. I don't know if it's actually leaking or just because those are Zerk fittings. Brand new bushings on the anti-sway bar. Brand new lower control arm bushings. Oh yeah, there's fresh grease everywhere. Brand new bushings up here too. Honestly, I don't think the engine's leaking oil anywhere. The steering rack, power steering's leaking. That's an easy fix. It's just lots of dust. You can see the frame rail looks like someone jacked it up incorrectly or just bottomed out right here. Not that that honestly matters. The pinch welds also, I gotta straighten those up too, just from people jacking the car up incorrectly. That is definitely a Texas Desert Southwest car though. But there's a shtick. A pretty big shtick. Ah, it does have an exhaust leak. I thought so. That's fine, that's gonna get taken care of. Now, the question I was wondering is, are you R200 or R180? More shticks. The back rockers are mint on this. Zero corrosion. You can tell it's not been in a wreck either. Same with the passenger side, everything is solid. There's no corrosion. It doesn't look like it's been in any collisions. That would definitely show up. I feel a lot happier about buying this now. I actually feel like I got a good deal on this car. Like this is a survivor car for sure. It's got a brand new set of made in Japan KYBs on it. It's a 14x6 -10 offset. And call me crazy, but I feel like these wheels may have been a little bit of an inspiration for the original TE37. How are these? Wow, that is light. Ah, same as the Celica Supra. These are a pain to upgrade. Nissan Takiko. It's a gas insert inside here. Well, the brakes actually aren't that bad. It's got plenty of pad life left. I'm gonna upgrade these, I think, though. Now listen, I am not putting my watts on this car. And this car's not getting watts either. I already got wheels picked out for it. But... okay. Luckily, these cars have the exact same lug pattern. So, you can see what the Watanabe looks like on it. I don't think, maybe they do, Nissan, Toyota. Alright, I got a couple from next door. This is M12 by 1.25. I'm guessing that's Nissan's pattern. That is literally the perfect offset. I can't believe how lucky that is. I don't have to do all kinds of crazy measurements and calculations because now I know this exact same wheel size and offset fits. It looks like someone skipped leg day with these on. Okay, that might be way too aggressive. That would have been too much luck had the rears been absolutely perfect offset also. But at least it's gonna give me an idea what size to order. That looks sick. On Watanabe's, needs to be lowered a ton, but still, that offset is that's pretty good right there. It's hard to tell at the rear because the suspension isn't settled, so it looks like it's poking at the top, but I think this is actually a perfect offset back here also. There's still a mile of room on the inside though for even wider wheel and tire. These things have huge wheel wells. You can fit a much bigger setup on there. I'm definitely gonna need a much larger rotational circumference tire for a 15-inch wheel on this car, or possibly go up to a 16 as much as I don't want to, but maybe, I don't know. The following day, and before I get back to work on the Celica, which I'm doing for the next video, a couple more things I want to test out. Paint is one of the most important aspects of a car to me, and it's one of the most expensive aspects of a car and time-consuming aspects of a car. This is water. And I want to see what a little bit of correction can do to this paint. Now, this is really nerve-wracking because I don't know how thick this paint is. I wish I had a paint depth gauge. I lost the one I had. So if this would have been single stage paint, which I honestly thought it was, this liquid you would see right now would be body color because there is no clear in a single stage. But this car has been resprayed with a base clear on top of the single stage. Now this will help with any imperfections, swirls, old sand scratches. So this is what I was talking about. This is what I could see, and now you can see that I've done a little bit of color sanding. Those are sand scratches that are visible due to shrink back from when this car was painted probably 20 or 30 years ago. I only want to take off what is necessary because, I mean, the thinner you make the clear coat, the less clear coat you have. Common sense. Yeah, that's gonna look good, I think. I'm actually gonna make this paint look pretty nice. Now, expensive paint jobs, typically color sanding is done afterwards to remove anything like this or orange peel to make it nice and flat. And this could have shown up years later after the car was repainted from shrink back over time into the bodywork underneath that repaint. I need a block so I don't make dents. Or it could have been visible right when it was resprayed, who knows? But all I know is with a little bit of work, I can make this paint job look a lot better. I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole here, and that was not my intentions with this video. But if I'm gonna test something, I'm gonna test it correctly. Now this is a process I would not recommend the average person to do to their vehicle, especially if you have never painted a car before. That's just all like dry spray. However, if you do know what you're doing, a cut and a buff can drastically transform the look of a vehicle. The key to success on doing something like this is to knock down 75% of all the defects you want to get rid of, especially when you don't know how thick the clear coat is that you're working with. Now that I got knocked down in 1500, I can follow it up with some 25. It'll make polishing a lot quicker. If you find this process exciting, guess what? I gotta do to the Celica still too. I'm not doing the whole car in this video. The whole point of this is I need to assess this so I can strategize on what I need to order for this thing and what my game plan is gonna be. Yes, I should tape this stuff off, but I'm careful, so don't worry about it. That's gonna look fucking amazing. Wet sanding an entire car and buffing it is a ton of work, but so isn't also starting over and respraying it. That's opening Pandora's box, and this isn't that type of a project. This is a survivor car. So here's the before. You can see sand scratches, imperfections, orange peel, and here's the after. Keep in mind, this is just step 1 polish. I haven't done a step 2 or final wax yet. And there's no more sand scratches. There's no more orange peel. You can see down here on the side if you look at my other camera. I'm really glad that now I know I can save the paint on this car and make it actually look good. For just being a quick half-ass job to see what I'm working with, I think this paint is absolutely savable. Oh, I think I can get it out. Fine. Oh, that's all full of schmoo. It was like trim black or some kind of dressing that was all over this. glad this is original and not a reproduction one. Much like the Celica Supra, this car is getting fairly difficult to find quality OEM parts for as well. These bags are sweet. Compared to the T-tops on the MR2, these things are massive. The latch on it is actually metal. What does the carpet look like under here? Like brand new still. Well, I did test drive this car. It was only very briefly up in Vegas around a neighborhood, so this is the first time I'm really gonna let it rip. Super curious to see how this looks in the sun now. Oh yeah. Wow, that's a huge difference. This thing fires up like right away too when you turn the key. Ding, ding. What does this do? It says check. Oh, weird. That's wild. It's like a little system check. Now this is not a car review, just FYI. But I gotta at least drive it in this video. Oh, Roadrunner! I'm really glad I don't have to screw with the AC in this thing and that it already works. I mean, considering it came from Vegas, I would hope it did. It's got long gears. Long gears. All right, this thing rips. I think it's faster than the Celica Supra. Dude, this road is tore up and it is super comfy. It is like boat comfy. I absolutely could have drove this thing back from Vegas. Man, this is gonna be interesting to see with tasteful OEM Plus modifications on the same level as the Celica Supra, what this will be like. Yeah. Yeah, it's not slow, it's not slow. I knew old Z cars did this, but I've yet to hear it, and I finally just figured out what you have to do to make it do it. So check this out. Turn the key. Wait, why won't you do it now? What I'm trying to show you here is that the car actually talks to you. How do I make it do it? However, you have to complete a sequence of events in a specific order to make it do it, which is kind of neat. Unfortunately, it took me until the following day to figure that sequence out. You guys have been asking me for the past year or so now since the Celica Supra if I was going to do another giveaway, and what better way to do it than its direct competitor. And while I am not starting the giveaway yet, I will let you know on this channel and on this channel only when it does start. I'll give you advance notice when I'm going to start it, but you won't see this thing for a little bit while I make a little bit more progress on the Celica. And I'll see you soon with another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.